You know, I've been seeing still a lot of talk about the hashtag why I stayed. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, and just about everybody wants to have an opinion that has never experienced it before in their life. Let me tell you why I stayed and why everybody else stayed. They are master manipulators, and they start on you from day one. Before you know it, you're isolated. You have no friends, no family. Everybody is so terrified of them, they will not come around, and you are isolated in a home with them at their mercy. And as bad as the beatings are, the fear of them taking your life, which they promise you that they are going to if you leave, is even greater than that. I'm a strong woman. People that knew me before and know me now cannot believe that I put up with what I put up with for 3 years. But he didn't brainwash me overnight. It took a long time, and as many times as I left him, I went back barring one. And the fear of staying finally got greater than the fear of leaving. I knew by running and hiding, I had a chance that had I stayed, he would have eventually killed me. I have a plethora of physical issues, from weekly, sometimes every day of the week, but at least 2 times a week. I endured beatings that nobody should, especially a woman who's 5 foot and 95 pounds soaking wet. He's rent my neck, my back. I've got nerve damage. I've got disc messed up. And these are problems that are going to stay with me for the rest of my life. There's nothing anybody can do but try to control my pain. That was my mistake. I did not see the warning signs. The few that I did see, I ignored. Thankfully, I lived to tell about my experience. I got out. I got counseling. One who was invaluable, who dealt specifically with women who've been exposed to domestic violence. I understand what happened to me. I know the warning signs, and I know without a doubt that I will never, ever go through that again. And I pray to God nobody else has to go through that. I pray that the women that are living in it right now find the strength and the courage to get out before it's too late. There are so many resources available. And out of those resources, that does not include friends that want to judge you and the first time you leave and go back want to wash your hands. My advice to you is that if you are truly a friend to somebody that is in an abusive relationship, you be there for them. You listen. You give them options. And you understand if they go back that they have to get all of those rules and reverse all of the brainwashing out of their minds. These men didn't do this to them overnight. They're not going to recover overnight, but they need us and they need our help. They don't need our judgments. They don't need to hear what we would do if we were in that situation, because at one point in time, I was one of those assholes that said, you know what, man lays a finger on me, I'm out the door. No, honey, I was not out the door. It took 3 years of endless beatings before I finally ran. So the next time somebody brings up, I stayed because, if you're not in that situation, keep your mouth shut. And if you're a friend of somebody that is in a situation like that, open your ears, open your shoulder up to them, and be there for them when they need them, because hopefully sooner or later they are going to want out. They are going to need help to get out. And if you badger them, belittle them, and then isolate yourself from them, that's one less person they have to call. So anyway, this is my rant for the day. I stayed because, and I just told you why I stayed. I got pregnant, and short of seeing all the warning signs, I still thought that I could save him. That he would just change once our daughter was born. She's 8 years old now, and I've been raising her without his help. She doesn't even want to see him. And in all honesty, that is like a silver lining on the cloud for everything else that has transpired. Because at least at this point, I don't have to deal with him in my life anymore. That chapter is over. I took the counseling available to me after I left. I got the warning signs. I learned to forgive myself. And I am finally in the best relationship of my life. So if you're suffering and you're staying because, this is not the end of your life. If you get out, at least, it's not. There is hope. You can reclaim your family, your friends, your children. And eventually, when you heal and you work on yourself and you rebuild all of these other relationships with your family and these beautiful, strong women that are going to have your back, in time, you'll be ready when that right man comes along. Anyway, that's why I stayed. And if you're hashtag why I stayed and have no experience, you need to keep your fucking mouth shut, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks. This is the first of, I'm sure, plenty of rants by Andy. Love, peace, and almost Friday. Talk to you guys later. Love.